Ohayou gozaimasu. Alright, so I'm going to show you some of the different Taekwondo kicks that I know. And I don't know much because I'm just barely a blue belt. I'm taking my blue belt test soon, which I'm going to pass, which you know is junior instructor in Taekwondo. But I don't know much because we focus on a lot of things versus just the kicks, which a lot of Taekwondo focuses heavily on. So, you know, we do kicks because we're still Taekwondo at the end of the day, but we do a lot of other things that we focus equally on. So I'm just going to show you what I can remember and kind of some tips. Not even tips because, like I said, I'm not a black belt. I don't know this. I know as much as I know. All right. So first one, very basic, not even a kick. It's more of a stretch. I hope you guys can hear me over here. It's just going to be a front stretch kick. So whatever leg back, we usually start with right, guard stance. You kick straight up. Don't bend your leg at all. Height! 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 And then the same thing on the other side. Leg straight up. Don't bend your knee at all. It's supposed to stretch, you know, all back here. Hamstrings. Height! 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 Also, when you're doing the kicks, remember to do train tracks. Don't have your feet, let me do this way. Don't have your feet behind each other like this. One, your back leg, you want it to be off to the side. Keeps you balanced more. It's harder to balance like this. That's why tightrope walking is so hard. So pretend this is, you know, your front foot, your back foot. You do not want to be right behind each other. One, you want off to the side, the behind leg. Whew, I'm out of breath. And you know there's different stances. You have the long stance, got short stance, walking stance, but it is almost never right behind each other, especially if you're doing kicks like this. It might be for form, you might have, not even, yeah, even the short stance, you don't have it right behind each other. They're just like, instead of this far, it's this far, and they're off to the side a little bit. Either way, train tracks. 2 different tracks, okay? Not the same track, 2 different tracks. All right. Next kick is very similar to the front kick. So, you know, you just kick straight up for the front kick, right? So the other one, it starts off kind of like that, but you're going to start with your knee. Your knee comes up, just like this. Then you just shoot it out. That is a front kick, and you're hitting with the ball of your foot. So, you know, pretend this is your foot, this is the top of your foot, this is your heel. You're hitting with the ball, which is basically the inside knuckles of your foot. Because your hand and your foot is the same thing, they just look kind of weird. They're built the same way, really. So this is the bottom knuckles of your feet, okay? You want to hit with the ball of your foot. So this is your heel, you're hitting with the ball, okay? So, get in your fighting stance, hands up, always keep your guard up. Whatever leg back you want to start with, knee goes up, foot shoots out. And to practice this, you want to do basically what I just did. Knee up, out, knee goes back. You don't want to just, and then just like fall backwards. And you also don't want to kick and swing back. Nope, your knee's coming back into place. Okay? Hey! 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 And then, like I said, same thing with the other leg. Hey! 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 I think I'm higher with my left leg, ain't I? Yeah, I think I'm higher with my left leg. Whatever. I also didn't stretch, which is stupid. Always stretch before legs. So, once again, we're going to pretend this is the foot. Side kick. It is the same thing as slapping somebody, but you're using the top of your foot, okay? So, like I said, pretend this is your foot. This is your foot on the floor. Your heel, the top of your foot. You're hitting with the top of your foot, which is called the end step. So you're going to pretend like you're slapping somebody, but with the back of your hand. That's what you want your foot to do. Smack them. This is not a punch. This is a smack, okay? So you want the top of your foot. Hold on, I'm not that flexible. Ah. This part. You're smacking somebody with that, okay? Do you understand? Smack. So that's the side kick. So this one is very different because this is a very important thing. You're twisting your hips as you're doing it. I'm gonna find a way so you can see my foot clearly. It's very important for the kicks. All right, so let's say I'm kicking with my right foot, right? So this is the one I'm gonna kick with. I'm not even gonna show you the kick yet. I'm gonna show you what I mean by, twist your hips. So when you're doing a kick that is not straight in front of you, right? Like I showed you, the front, I guess snap kick, but I usually just say front kick, right? You're just straight in front. That's all you gotta do is worry about the kicking foot. Same thing with the stretch kick. All you gotta do is worry about that one and make sure your feet are not behind each other like this. That's all you gotta do. But with any side kick, back, not even back, but any type of side kick, and not even side, but basically anything besides this, there's gonna be a twist. And the reason you twist is because if you put your whole body weight into something, it makes it a lot more powerful. So, like I said, we're gonna do the side kick. We're just slapping with the top of your foot. So we're just gonna show this spin right now. So I'm kicking with this foot. This comes up, and then the foot that's on the floor, you completely twist, okay? You want that heel to face your opponent. So if I'm kicking you, you want this one, I'm kicking with this foot, you want to lift up and completely twist. Now don't turn your back to them like this. Let me back up a little bit. All you're seeing is my butt. You want to lift up and don't turn your back to them because they can hit you. Keep looking at them. Just twist that heel. It's very hard. You have to get used to it. It takes a long time. Not years and years, but you got to practice it consistently because it's very awkward when your body doesn't do that naturally, right? So like I said, step up, twist, and so this kick is weird if you never did it before, but whatever. Here, but twist. Now that is a drill you can do for martial arts. You need to do it. Just walk in a line, leg up, twist. Sorry, that was bad. I'm trying to not trip on things. Leg up, twist, foot down. Leg up, twist, foot down. You can just do that back and forth. It's a good training exercise to do. Leg up, twist. All right? Leg up, twist. It's also good for your balance because you need good balance if you want to do these kicks, right? Like this is basically just swinging somebody like this, but with the front of your foot instead of the back. So that's all you do with your leg. So I'm gonna lift up, I'm gonna turn on my heel, I'm gonna shoot my leg in a wide, I'm not going straight, I'm going in a wide way, okay? So up, twist my hip, and okay? It's hard to do in a slow motion, but whatever, it's good for me anyway. You need to see it in slow motion. So yeah, lift up, you're gonna twist, and in real life, when you're doing the twist and then the kick, the twist and kick is like 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds away from each other. It is not hold, kick. You see how awkward it is to do that, and the kick's not even gonna be really effective because you're like standing here. Actually, no, you can make it effective if you needed to, but it's better to just do one quick motion like that. So let me do that a couple times and then we'll move on to the roundhouse kick, which is similar, but we'll see when we get there. All right, twist kick, okay, twist kick, twist kick, twist kick, right, twist kick, twist kick. And one problem with me when I do it personally, you see probably, when I'm coming up and twisting, I lean too far back, which is fine, but it's okay to lean back. But especially when you're, say, doing a tournament or you're practicing in your dojo, there's a chance you're gonna have glassy, in a tournament you're gonna have most likely mats, but just be prepared for surfaces, because the worst problem with leaning back is because it's so easy, especially if you're doing a kick, to kick, lean back, lose your balance, and fall and hit your head. And the back of your head is the worst part to hit. Whew. So yeah, that's definitely not something you want to do. So don't be like me and lean back here. Try to keep your body straight. Good posture. You know, boxing, you don't want to be like this. It's good to have good posture. Be ready for anything. So if you're slumped like this, you're going to miss a lot. If you're back like this, especially if you're like me, I'm 5'3", my arms are not that long. So if I'm way back here doing a kick, I'm not gonna reach them. So, you know, you lean forward, lean into everything. Hey! Hey! Try to not kick that caterpillar. He's hanging from a string. Yeah. Hey! 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 Either way, you got that side kick. Top of your foot, called the end step, smack them. This is like a slap, okay? So the next one, roundhouse, very similar in basically everything else except this one is like a punch, straight on them. You're not going across, you're going straight. So you're probably like, how do you make a fist with your foot? You don't. Use the hardest part, the hardest bone on your body. Your freaking, well, I think the hardest is your femur, but anyway, the hardest part you can hit somebody with. That's your heel. Your heel is strong as hell. All right, so you're gonna hurt somebody way more than you're gonna hurt your own heel. So, and when you're doing these kicks, please do not kick with the wrong part. People break their toes so easy. Please make sure you're kicking with the proper part of your foot. That's why I say it in every kick. Front kick, the ball, the knuckles of the bottom of your feet. When you're hopping on your toes, that's the ball. You hit with the ball with the front kick. Roundhouse, it's a slap with the top part of your foot, not your toes, not this part by your leg, in the middle, called the end step. And now with the roundhouse, you're gonna end up hitting them with the bottom of your foot on specifically the heel, okay? And the difference between this one, that's obviously a big difference, is a punch instead of a slap. But in terms of your foot placement, when you come out with the kick, right, you know that your side kick, you're gonna be sideways because you're slapping them. But with this one, you're gonna turn and you're gonna push your foot like that, okay? Your foot is sideways, not up, not down, sideways, and you're punching them with your heel. And, you know, people like to say, oh, kicks aren't practical, this and that. If you train it hard enough and you train it well enough, eventually you'll get to a point where your feet, like it's just another pair of hands. So in a street fight, they're like, don't throw a kick. But if you're fast enough and you're strong enough and you're quick enough and you technique enough, you got an extra pair of hands. Why would you not want that? So that's why if you care to want to defend yourself, I think kicks are excellent, but just try them if you know you can do them, basically, if you're going in real life. Do not try them and be like that one kid who was like, ah! You know what I mean? Don't be like that. If you're going to kick somebody, bah! Or, you know, come up with the, that's the best one, I think, in the fight. Somebody's not expecting it, just kick them. But anyway, back to the roundhouse. So, kind of similar. We're going to start with the right leg back. That's the foot we're kicking with. Most of the time, the foot you're kicking with is back, okay? Most of the time, the foot you're kicking with is back. And please train both sides. Don't be a wimp who's like, well, I can't kick on my left side. Then practice your left side, okay? All right? You want evens. You want even as possible because you want the greatest chance to win whatever thing you're trying to win. You know what I mean? Self-defense or sport specifically, either way. You want to be able, you want the least amount of weak spots as possible. All right, so I'm going to start on right leg back. We're going to twist, just like before, twist. And instead of coming out like that, like a slap, we're just going straight forward. So the way to do that is when I'm turning for this kick, my leg is staying up with me as I turn. It's not going out like the kick. It's staying up with me. Sorry, my pants are way too long because I'm short. Turn, knees coming up to you, lift it up, and then your foot is just gonna go straight out like this. Jake! Okay? So from here, this is after the turn, my heel that's on the floor is facing you. So I wanna get the full power of my hips. Turn, all right? Your foot is up, push out. Just like a punch, right? Just like a punch, you're going straight out. Straight up. Height! Height! And also important with this one, to avoid possible injuries to your toe, because you hit it flat. You don't want it flat. You want your foot, like I said, pretend this is your foot on the floor, and this is your opponent. Your foot's in them sideways. Take your foot and bend your toes upwards. Stick that heel out, okay? I'm gonna try to show you with my foot so it's more on, viewable. I'm tired, I'm sorry. All right, this is my foot. So say I'm kicking someone, it's supposed to be sideways, pretend it's sideways. Toes flex upwards, like that. Don't keep it straight, flex them up, because it's just, especially if you're learning, you want yourself the least chance of misdoing something. Maybe if you practice it a million times and you think you got it perfect, there's always that chance. And you don't want that one time you mess up to be the time you break something. So just do this so you keep your toes out the way, right? All right, next kick is the jumping front kick, which you probably already know what that is. If you don't know the name, you know the look. Yay! Yay! I think I'm much worse for my right leg, but this means I gotta practice more. So yeah, this one's seems a little complicated. It's kind of weird to explain because it's not as straightforward as the other ones, but either way, let me just try to see. Okay, so whatever leg you're kicking with this is different from every other one that we did so far because the kick leg is in the front. So I'm gonna kick with my left leg. Eventually, my left leg is the one that's going in the air, okay? So like I said, I can't remember. If I'm not mistaken, this one is also the end step because like in the end, you end up like this. You end up like kicking like that. So I believe it is the end step. So when you're in the air, that top leg is kicking up like this, kind of like an uppercut. So you come up, hop on this, lift this foot up, and you jump off of the foot that's on the ground. This is the jumping foot. And that's also the foot that's gonna kick, okay? So knee up, jump off of this one, and then before this other leg lands to catch you, you're kicking up, okay? So leg up, you're gonna jump, and you see how my knee goes up immediately? That's because that's the foot I'm gonna kick with. So to practice, you can just do the knee change. Knee up, knee change, okay? Practice landing it too, so you don't land wrong and break your ankle, whatever. So once again, knee up, oops, switch knees. Knee up, kick, and then this foot's gonna land first because this is still kicking, and then it's down. So you're gonna end up basically in the same position if you did it properly. So we're gonna do the kick. So you see, I kicked before I hit the ground, right? All right. So my right foot is back, and when I'm done, my right foot is still back. Either way, turning back kick. Watch me embarrass myself because I can't aim. So this one is kind of like what I was saying with the jumping front kick. Is a little complicated to like explain almost, but I guess let me do this way. So. All right. So you're facing your opponent, and okay, whatever leg is back, that's what you're kicking with, okay? So my leg, I'm gonna kick with my right leg, so my right leg's back. I'm facing the opponent. The opponent is in front of me, okay? Remember that, because you get turned around really easy with these spins. So guard stance, right leg back, right? I'm gonna turn towards whatever leg is back. So I'm facing this way, my right leg is back, I'm turning to the right, okay? So I guess I'll do this because I feel like it's easier to see sometimes, whatever. But yeah, I'm turning to whatever leg is back. So if this left leg was back, I'm gonna turn to the left. Whatever leg is back, that's what matters, what leg is back. So this leg is back, I'm turning to my right, I'm hopping on what leg was not back. Because remember the jumping front kick? This is the leg you're hopping on, you're not kicking with this, it's your stabilizer leg. That's the same thing happening here. My right leg's back, so this left leg is a stabilizer leg. So right leg back, I turn that way, I hop on my left foot, so I'm kicking with my right. You turn, you're gonna look behind you on the shoulder, that's the same as your kicking leg, right? So I'm gonna do that again because it was kind of weird. I'm kicking with this leg, right leg back, turning, looking behind my right shoulder. You want to look at your opponent. You want to look at your opponent. Please do not be like this. Look at them. Right leg back. Then look behind yourself. And you want to aim for like this region, head or chest. You want to aim for their person, not low, not way above their head. That's why I said this was kind of hard for me to aim, but that's why you practice. A good way to practice is, pretend that's a wall, pick a square, and just keep hitting that, okay? Practice hitting on a specific square on a wall. But do it lightly because you don't want holes in your walls. Like I said, I'm not that good at that one, but so next we're going to do the axe kick. You've seen this one a bunch of times in movies too. I feel like this one, the name is known too, but whatever. So once again, I'm just gonna put my right leg back. This one It's kind of like, if you know Taekwondo, you know it's like the first strike you learn, overhead hammer strike. So I'm just gonna show you that one first so you can visualize what the kick's gonna be. So overhead hammer strike, you're in your position, you're gonna take whatever arm is back. So you know, like when you jab, it's the closest hand, we're doing the farthest hand. So we'll tell you like it's a 2, but instead of front, it's going down, kind of like a chop. But we're not chopping, we're overhead hammer strike. So put your hand kind of like, you know, the block. So don't be like this. It's like this, and you're going above your head and straight down. It is a smash. You're smashing your opponent. So if there's a board, this is mainly used for board breaking. The board, you're going up above your head and straight down. Right? Then he say go, say hey, and you want to go through the board down like that. So that's the same thing as the axe kick. Your foot, pretend this is your foot. You're going up, but instead of way back here, right? Because it's kind of impractical to do a full 360. Instead of going way back there, you're just kind of going to the side. So you want your foot to come straight down. You don't want to angle like a slash. You're not swinging a sword. It's going straight down. Okay. So to do that, you can't kick straight up and straight down because that's not really gonna hit them. You're just gonna like get your foot stuck. So to do that, so say this is their head, you go to the side a little bit, and then you come straight down with your foot, right? And this is mainly supposed to be aimed right here, like in this little crevice between their, you know, their neck and their shoulder. You're supposed to end up hitting right here. So you're coming slightly off the angle, and you're coming straight down. So foot's going like this. It's going to the side, and then straight down. Side, straight down. Slam it. Okay? This is a really good hurting kick. But like I said, this is one of those where it's like not too much energy, but it's more than just a simple side kick and roundhouse. So, especially because you're using all your might if you're trying to hurt somebody to go straight down. You're using all your might into that down. So, make sure you're hitting them, okay? Because it also can hurt your foot if you hit the ground too hard with your heel, if you're not wearing like thick shoes. That can hurt a lot. So just beware of that. So this one, you're hitting with your heel. Nothing else. Don't hit your toes. Don't break your toes. Just the heel. So kind of like with the side kick. Kind of like with the side kick, where, not side kick, the roundhouse, where your toes are back. You want the same thing for this one. You can do that here too, just to keep your brain away from accidentally hitting flat. Because you don't want your foot like this hitting them. You can't really see it, but my foot is straight. Like you're not a ballerina, you don't have to do the thing, you know. You're not. That's for stretch kicks. That's when I keep my foot straight, when I'm doing a stretch kick. Not for an axe kick. You want your foot, you can do your foot like this to keep yourself from accidentally hitting somebody with your toes. Because it's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt them, okay? So yeah, it's just, so foot goes straight, goes like almost straight, and you come straight down. So if you're hitting them in their shoulder like you should, you're going slightly away from it, and you're coming straight down. So I'm going to do it. Ooh. Sorry, I'm sweaty. All right. So kind of almost straight, up, so like almost to the side a little bit, up, straight down. That's how it's going. Jay! Jay! That is your foot, okay? When I do this kick, I'm going straight up, not straight, but you know what I mean. Almost straight up, and boom! So when you're done hitting them, because, you know, I'm not hitting an opponent, so there's no body stopping me. There's no physical body here, but when I land, you see, my heel is the only thing hitting the ground. Foot up, heel. The heel is the thing you're hitting. Yay! And the kicks, I can't believe I forgot. The freaking crescent kicks. That's the best kicks almost. I love this one because if you get good enough, that's a quick and crazy looking block for a punch. Somebody comes punch you straight, you can hit them with the yay! That first kick was the crescent kick. It's exactly what it says. You're going in a circle. Not a half circle, I guess, you know. Boom. You're going like this. Left leg back. You go in with your knee. Then you go sideways. And your foot is going out like this. And you're hitting them. This one is weird because you're hitting with the side of your foot, really. you know, the side, the literal side. Because this one's not really, it's an attack, but I think it's much better as a block and kind of a flashy distraction to the opponent. Kind of like the little flags at the end of the broadswords, Chinese broadswords. I feel like this one's a lot like that. It's a good, disorienting. That's the name I was trying to think of. So yeah, leg goes out. Not all the way up like this, because you're gonna go sideways. So up a little bit, you're gonna start going to the side immediately, and you're doing a full 60, and it comes back like that. Or if you wanna do a combo, you can go frontwards. So instead of coming back like this, you can come back, and then do the other one, right? If you wanna do a bunch of combos, but just the basic one. See Crescent, you're going like this. And then the other way is a lot of the same, but you're just starting outwards. So like this, and you're gonna go around, and you're gonna end up like this. It's a little weird, but you know what I mean? And this one, semi-riding pass. Love living on a main street. Because they're allowed to go 45 here, and a bunch of semis go by all the time. Whatever. But yeah, this one is good for moving forward. So if you're moving back, I think the regular one, sorry, that was horrible, is good for moving back, and the other one is good for moving forward. But either way. So going out, kicking, coming back in, and putting your foot down. Yay! Alright, last kick is the hook kick. So it's exactly what it sounds like. I'm gonna go to boxing for the metaphor once again. You're in your stance. This front leg, front foot is what you use for the jab. You know, the one, you step with it, one, and the other one is two. You switch. And there's a third, that is the hook. You come, you lean into it with your hips because that's where all your power is. And you, well, don't go that far. Don't be a haymaker, but you go out and you come in. You're swinging. And it's kind of similar to the slap that I showed you before. The side kick, where you're slapping with the top of your foot, is similar to that. But instead of slapping around with your foot, you're using the heel. So you're kind of going around your person. So say I'm kicking somebody right in front of me, you know, right in front of me. I'm going this way and coming around. It's a weird hook, but it hooks them, okay? So you're coming around like this. But the reason I said you're going around them is because you're not using this. So instead of coming forward and slapping him, you know, the natural way, just coming out like that, we're gonna go around him. So you're gonna come up, hit him in the, you know, hit him this way. So this way, you're gonna come around and you're gonna hook around them and smack them like that. This is good for when you're accidentally southpawing them. Second, this is the simplest way to kick somebody without having to switch your entire stance. Because sometimes, most times, you're gonna be opposite. Your torso is gonna be facing this way, their torso is gonna be facing this way, because they're on the other side of you, right? So to avoid that scenario without having to come and try to switch and then kick, because you can do that, practice that, that's good, because you wanna be able to adapt to any situation. But without having to change your whole body and do southpaw randomly, you can just hit them with the hook kick, okay? So you just come around. So my right leg is back. This would normally be the one I'm kicking with, because I'll just come up and hook them. But maybe your right leg's back and that's not the leg you want to kick with. You step so you can quickly switch to the other leg. There we go. That's why I was confusing myself, because I was doing the wrong thing. All right, so whatever leg's back, that's the kicking leg normally. And the step is just to be able to kick with your other leg, once again, without having to switch your whole stance. So, because right leg back is the standard. You right leg back for most things, you know, when you start a spar. Because if you do like this and they say, you know, they challenge you, like if you're challenging, you put your right leg back, because if you step forward, that is saying I want to fight to the death. Literally, that is what that's saying. That is the universal. I'm in a busy road. Sorry, that's the universal sign for fight me to the death. So step back. You don't know that person. You don't want the smoke. Step back. Because if they recognize, you can't get mad at them for beating your butt because you said fight me to the death. Oh, I'm sweating. Either way, I'm done. It's too fucking hot. I want to do this because I had the idea on a whim. And I was like, oh, let me do it. And then I've been out here for an hour. All right, I might do a video about the hand techniques that I know. But either way, thank you for watching. That's the kicks. Go see a real teacher if you want to learn how to do them properly. This was just like a basic rundown. All right, John Net.